That's why our pros are far superior to the Americans. Imagine full-strength top Prem team against any MLS team. Be like pros versus amateurs. Well, it's actually kind of hard to compare because we don't really have many games MLS versus Premier League. We only have a few friendlies, but let's take a look at a couple. Charlotte FC versus Chelsea ends 1-1 with penalty kick victory by Charlotte FC. Also, gotta love the only goal from Chelsea coming from an American, Christian Pulisic. Then Minnesota United absolutely thrashing Everton 4-0. 4-0. That's kind of an ass kicking. Now, those are friendlies, so don't take them too seriously, but if this was literally a professionals versus amateur scenario, I don't think those games would be happening like that. You at least wouldn't have lost 4-0 to amateurs like that. But let's compare the actual leagues using Opta Analyst. So we're under no illusion that the Premier League is better than MLS, but how much better is it? Well, we would have Columbus Crew probably finishing in 17th, at least well above relegation. But we also might get Inter Miami and LAFC also surviving relegation in the Premier League. So yes, they are inferior. However, all of us watch Premier League games enough to know that even these relegation battlers have competitive matches even with the best teams in the league, be it Manchester City, Liverpool, or other. But then when we look down in the bottom of the league, we see quite a few English teams still there. Leicester City is just marginally better than Orlando City. Ipswich is worse than Orlando, Seattle, and LA Galaxy. And Southampton is even behind the Houston Dynamo. So Opta Analyst, the top data analytics company in the world, it's an English company by the way, thinks MLS at least is marginally competitive with the Premier League. But you didn't just say the Premier League, you said that you're far superior to Americans overall. So let's look at the competitive record of USA men's national team versus England's men's national team. First up, we have the 1950 World Cup. USA 1, England 0. Joe Gaetjens with the only goal. This is considered the greatest upset in the history of the World Cup, by the way. Next up, 1-1 in the 2010 World Cup. Clint Dempsey and Steven Gerrard trading goals for a 1-1 draw. Then in the last World Cup, we have this 0-0 match, which was a very back and forth match, and it was very, very close. I personally think the USA was closest to winning, Christian Pulisic hitting the crossbar, but it was a very well-contested match. Lastly, we have the 1993 US Cup, where USA won 2-0 with goals from Thomas Dooley and Alexi Lalas. I just want you guys to take it in. This guy scored against you in a competitive match and beat you 2-0 in a competitive match. And I love this Alexi Lalas because this was before he became a very hardcore right-wing Republican Trump supporter, and I still looked up to him as an idol when I was a little kid. But, I mean, if we're actually going by results and evidence, the English aren't as better as they think they are. In fact, like, you guys kind of have a problem with actually beating us when it matters. Like in competitive matches, what's happening, England? USA have 2 wins and 2 draws in all competitive matches against England. England has yet to beat the United States in a competitive match. You know what? If you're that much better than us, you might actually be able to beat us when it counts, not just in a friendly match. But at the end of the day, you guys are the most arrogant fans of this sport there is. You think you're Brazil. You're not. You never have been. And the fact of the matter is, you never will be either. However, America very well might be. And you guys will just have to cope.